Hello everyone, thank you for joining our Asia chant class. Anyone has any questions? Last time we discussed one of the anecdotes very briefly, and I apologize for that because it's very rushed. And so I was wondering if you have any questions and need more clarifications about that anecdote or not. I'm sorry? Me neither. What was the last week's anecdote? Anyone? Can you put it on the screen? Oh, it's about rain. Yeah, the rain. As a reminder, where is it good? 219. So that was an anecdote that Master Yang Shan related to his students, or was recorded when he was at Master Wei Shan's temple, or the head monk, who was the assistant teacher at the Master Wei Shan's temple, was playing nice to Master Yang Shan, who was probably a young guy. And he says, it was raining, so he says, good rain, Venerable Ji. Hui Ji de Ji. And Master Yang Shan asked, where is it good, or what's good about it? And the head monk could not reply. And Master Yang Shan said, I have an answer. And the head monk asked, where is it good? Master Yang Shan pointed to the rain. Okay? And you hear a lot about these types of exchanges where when you ask a question, your interlocutor cannot give you a reply, and this is what this is what Chan people do, and that's what I think that's what Tibetan learned, and that's why they engage in debate as part of their training, where I believe they learn a lot about sutras and principles, and then they debate each other until someone or your opponent can no longer give you an answer. Okay, and that's their training, Tibetan training, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I've never learned Tibetan. Really, I don't have a lot of affinities with them, so it's my fault. But I would like to be taught if anyone's interested in sharing the information with me. Many of you, I'm sure some of you, came from the Tibetan persuasion, so feel free to make comments and add to our community knowledge store. And so this is what happens in the Tibetan world, where they really read and learn principles, learn the words, and then they debate each other until the other person runs out of words. So usually it takes a while, okay? Whereas in Chan, we are a lot more brutal. We bring you very quickly to the point where you can no longer answer. However, there's a teaching point behind it. It's not to demonstrate that we're better cultivator, a better meditator, or we know more than you. It is a teaching. So it's not for you to flex your muscles and prove your superiority by out debating someone or by out what do you call it, Chan sparring with someone else in a Chan. Well, we do sparring, okay? Usually the sparring is very, very fast. It's like if you have a knockout punch, why would you have to go through, you don't have to go through too many strikes. You just need one good strike and that's it, okay? And that's Chan. That's the brutality of Chan, is that we get to the point very quickly. That's part of what? What is it called? Anyone remembers? What is it called? Too early for you, Asians? One, what's called? One. Hey. Remember your jobs.
Sudden teaching?
Sudden teaching. Yeah, but I want more direct. Anyone else? What is it called? You wouldn't understand unless you're a teacher. Yes, one.
Directly pointing to one's mind.
That's right. That's one way to directly point to the mind. What does it mean? Point to the mind. It means has multiple meanings. But when Master Yang Shan here in this anecdote, he says, "Where is it good?" The head monk could not reply. Okay, so which mind is he pointing to? His mind came to an end here. The head monk said he could not reply, meaning he could not, just like we talked about debate today with the Tibetan training. Someone brought it up, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. Lunch is actually an inspirational Dharma talks for me. Okay, so I was reminded that, and that's what I heard as well, the Tibetans train the people to debate and ask until that the opponent can no longer give you an answer. You see, and ask. So the opponent will give you things, and you ask further, and they give you an answer. You ask further and further. But you see the brutality of Master Yang Shan's method here. He asks one question, and the other person cannot answer. That's the brutality of Chan training. I don't know of any other way to describe it to you. Chan training is very brutal. It points to the mind in a very brutal way in this example. Now, the other ways are more gentle, of course, okay, depending on how dense you really are. If you're dense, sometimes we have to beat you. That's what Master Lin Ji in the Lin Ji school used to do with his people. His teacher did it to him. He got beaten by his teacher, punched by his teacher, kicked by his teacher, and that's eventually he got, that's what my problem is. Okay? But his problem is different from this problem here. Okay, so even though it's the same thing, you punch, okay? But you don't understand the punch sometimes, like in boxing, you knock them out it's a punch, a brutal punch, but sometimes they punch you to the guts, sometimes they punch you to the solar plexus and kill you, sometimes they break your jaws and so forth. It's the same punch that will knock you out, but it's for different people. You cannot say that that's the same process for everyone. Got it? Okay, so don't be lulled into thinking that, oh, it's so simple. Chan sparring is like boxing. You just knock them out. No, there's different forms of knocking out, different forms of pointing to the mind in the Chan sparring of the masters. Okay, so here in slide number 3, Master Yang Shan was pointing to the mind of the head monk. And you see, unfortunately, Master Yang Shan was not experienced enough. He's more, at an early age, more interested in proving his superiority than teaching the head monk. The point being that the Chan master, the real Chan masters, like a great champion, you hold that strike, that secret strike, until you must use it, because otherwise the whole world would know about your strategy, and they will have an antidote for it. They develop an antidote for it. So once you reveal that strike, okay, you have to come up with a different strike to knock them out. Does it make sense? And that's like in the kung fu movies when our hero got beaten up by the evil master and break up his his left arm, his right arm, and then he ran away, and then for 10 years he practiced, okay, and then with using his left arm and so forth, and he came back and used his left arm and knew that the opponent, the evil opponent, would be using the same strike. Okay, and so he developed an antidote to a counter strike to kill the evil master. It's only in Asia it's so clear to us. There's a strike, the killing strike, and a counter strike to kill you. Because that's why the Chan masters rarely use these things unless it's at the right time. And it's proven here because the head monk, after this interchange here, okay, you see, he said nothing. Meaning that it didn't work. Because if it had worked, then the head monk would say, oh, thank you, Yang Sunim, Master Yang Shan, thank you so much, okay? But no, so basically Master Yang Shan did it for nothing. And the Chan teacher rarely does that, because remember, if you know how to use a strike, you should not use it indiscriminately. You have to save it until the right time and hit them and kill them so that they don't have a chance to come back and hurt you. Oh, I love violence. The Chan violence is just nothing like it. But luckily, it's only violence of the mind. It's not violence, physical violence. Okay, then we all have to go to jail. All the Chan masters will have to go to jail. Yes, Samson.
Hi, Master. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have one experience to share, and I have a question as well that's kind of off topic. I hope that's okay.
Okay.
But first of all, I wanted to, on behalf of my girlfriend as well and me, I wanted to thank you. So a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
we requested a plaque, an As You Wish plaque, to help her through her residency application. So right now she's a pharmacy student, and she's been going through the process of applying for residency after she graduates. And it's super competitive. So we got a As You Wish plaque for a couple of months to help her through that process. And her target hospital was Stanford in Palo Alto, which
Wow. It's very, very reasonable goal.
which is it was a lofty goal because there's thousands of applicants across the nation, and there's only 6 spots within the program. So I think chances were pretty slim, but I'm happy to share she got her match results this week, and she got matched with Stanford. So we wanna thank you first of all.
Wow. I'm very glad to hear she get what she wanted. I'm not sure how much we did, but we take credit for it.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, everyone. I wish the problem is that easy sometimes. Huh? All right. Anyone else?
And then I did have one other question.
Yes.
That's completely unrelated. So lately, for the past year or so, I've been experiencing some hair loss.
You're asking the wrong person.
So
When
it's
you asked
kind of
me,
like
she said, "Do you still have a full head of hair or not?" I don't. Continue. Yes.
so. I think it's sort of like alopecia. So it's like certain spots only. It might be hard to tell on Zoom, but it's like my eyebrow, and then I have a spot right here, and then over here it was bald too. But then I started, taking some vitamins and applying some oil, and it started growing back. So my question is, how can I grow more hair?
How do you grow your hair? I have an answer for you. Okay. If I know, you think I'd be teaching Chan? I'd be making money, making a fortune. Forget about Chan. Let me tell you, forget it. Not interested. It doesn't pay to do Chan. There's no wisdom in doing Chan if I know how to grow hair. Okay. It's funny because one of our students actually grew hair. And I don't see any pattern, okay? So I don't know is a short answer. I can't help with your hair, okay? Because I can't even help myself. Okay, good luck to you. Try plastic surgery. Yeah. I think now, I read somewhere now the Koreans are like monopolizing, having a lion's share of the hair help. Okay, so we have a lot of Korean sunims here. Maybe they can forward you some materials and translate from Korean to your language. Okay, good luck to you. My God, people will ask anything. What happened? You allow them to ask about anything. Yes, Wei Mountain.
I just want to help with Samsung. I used to work for natural beauty products and oil. Maybe you want to try castor oil. That would help with growing hair, because I know a lot of people are buying that from our company, and they make a fortune out of it. It's castor oil. If it doesn't grow your hair, maybe you want to shave it. It's really a cheaper version, so it doesn't cost that much of money, and you can do it yourself as well.
Do what? Shave your hair?
Shave your head. It looks better when you're bald.
Oh, shave the head. I see. No comment. Yes, Samson, go ahead. Now
Thank you for the recommendation. I've actually been putting castor oil and other oils as well. I've put just about every type of oil I can. But I'm wondering if I were to get a maybe past creditors plaque, do you think that might help?
It could. We don't know. Okay, it's just like send your prayers to the wind. Anything could happen. If you have something that happens there because there's some karmic consequences, and therefore, in principle, okay, it's undesirable. It's making you afflicted because it's a karmic obstruction. karmic debt. Therefore, take care of it, okay, by paying them off. But on the other hand, the flip side of it is that it could be an indication of something else, deeper, okay? That because it's not natural. It's not natural. How old are you? 50? Okay.
29.
Yeah, 49. There you see. Sorry. And so don't get overly afflicted. Yes, there is something that's off there. Look into it. Try your best to do it, but stay calm and observe it and see what happens, because unfortunately it's not that clear yet about what the real problem is. Okay, so there's something wrong somewhere. Okay, that's why it's happening. Hopefully it's just something cosmetic, but if it's something deeper, then then it's cause for concern. There's a plus side of it. The plus side to it is that now that your girlfriend owes you, you ask, will you still love me when I have no hair? Yes, next person, Sarah.
Hi, Master. I also have an off-topic question relating to decision making. So recently I've started to interview for new job, new opportunities, and so I think there are probably two sets of choices I can go for. The first one is, of course, the most ideal kind of job applications where it involves something interesting me, for example, AI or like maybe Web3 industries, Bitcoin payments. But I don't really have a lot of relevant experience. I don't have a lot of basis to start with. So that is going to be definitely a longer pursuit, more uncertainty, and I'm not too sure how long it would take for me to land a good job. This is probably a 9 out of 10 kind of ideal situation. And the second approach is go for something 7 out of 10 within my current similar experience and industries. I already have a few interviews in this kind of domains, but it's just a 7 out of 10 kind of career aspiration or prospects. My current job is probably just 5 out of 10. So if I go for a 7 out of 10 kind of opportunities, it's still better, but it's not the most long-term or what I really wanted to do. So I wanted to get some advice from you in terms of how I should be approaching this.
I don't know. What do you think? What's the advice? Huh? When people ask you for career advices. Because nowadays, I don't know about the economy of Singapore, but here people are getting laid off. So it's very tough to change jobs right now. Okay? And if you change jobs and you don't perform, they will replace you very quickly because there are plenty of candidates, okay? Highly qualified candidates. And so changing jobs, you have the luxury of getting, are there actually concrete offers right now?
I think one reaching the final rounds, and there's a few lineup, but I do have the relevant experience to start with. I mean, those are the 7 out of 10 category. I don't have any in the 9 out of 10 category yet.
Okay. Well, maybe we're talking prematurely. You want to make sure you get a good job offer first and look at the stability of the company, whether they have enough money and the growth prospects and their, the usual thing. We should be careful about switching companies. Personally, just my personal opinion. I feel that I would want to go into do something that's constructive, that I feel good about, okay? Not just making money alone. That's not enough for me nowadays, okay? Before I used to be just money and power and so forth, influence and so forth. Now I'm looking for, as you get older, you value more meaning, fulfillment, right? Personal fulfillment. And so I would choose things that would not create, first of all, conflict with my values. Okay. Number two, I would look at my whole life in balance. I say, if I switch jobs, there's more pay, more advantages, but also I have less time for my relationships, my personal life. There is a trade-off, okay, involved. You should be careful about that. And going back to point number one, I feel that the crypto world is not a clean one. Okay, it's really not contributing much to the economy, to society. It's speculation. Okay, and I think it's not a healthy thing to build a career on. If you're interested in AI, for example, you can. I believe AI is wide open right now, so they need people who are flexible, who are open-minded and are eager to learn, and they are great problem solvers. Because AI has limitless opportunities. So that's what interests you. Take courses in AI, do AI projects on yourself, and so forth. So that when you interview, you say, hey, I just did something that really I'm so cool. And it shows that you have this personal interest, okay? And as an potential employer, I'd be interested in that. Because I'm more interested in your problem-solving skills in general, okay? And finally, I'm amazed that you keep on, this day and age, you keep on, wanting to switch jobs and have these jobs lined up that, that's so impressive, I remember I talked to you a couple of years ago and you said, I want to start my business and kill myself for no reward, no money whatsoever, okay? And so it's impressive, meaning that you interview well. And that's good. So find something that you would like to do. You find meaning as well. Okay, and that's all I have. Anyone else had any suggestions? That's number 4.
I agree with Master. Like when you say this job industry is 7 out of 10, the other one is 9 out of 10. I'm kind of curious about how you've evaluated the 7 and 9. Is that based on personal interest about how fancy the industry is, how many talents there are, how big the money is, or it's a more holistic evaluation of how this job and role is going to play in the current stage of your life? Mm-hmm. At a certain age, some people value more challenge and learning opportunities. Some people at certain stage will value more stability and contribution and meaning, right? Like everybody have different metrics at a different stage of your life. So I think at this point, it's okay for you to go for all kind of possible 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Go for all kinds of interviews that you can get hold of. But when it comes to decision making, when you actually have an offer, do carefully evaluate holistically what a job means for you at this stage. Would it be a dream job like can offer for you in terms of your lifestyle, money, growth, meaning, contribution, personal. And it's not necessarily just about industry or company. It has a lot to do with your team, with your boss, right? So it's just like when you actually have the job, look at it holistically, and then we can talk more details about which might be a better fit. But right now, yeah, just go for the sky, like, and see what you can get hold of.
Yeah.
Like some offer will be easy for you to get hold of. Some might be a long shot, but go for it. Why not? What if you get it? Then you have one more option to contemplate on.
Yeah, get into Stanford Medical.
Yeah, get it as you wish flag.
How is it possible? I said, it can't come from us, okay? We are low lives. Okay, good input. Yeah, final comment, Sarah?
I think those comments are really helpful. I do have a lot of criteria on the plate. So I think eventually what I really wanted to explore is the next career, next career sailing or sky that I wanted to pursue in terms of industry, the meaningfulness of the industry in terms of how much I can contribute. So deep inside my heart, I actually wanted to go for the 9 or 10 out of 10 kind of job. But I think there's a lot of uncertainty and I'm not confident enough that I am able to get it. But after hearing what Master has shared, and also thank you for the comments just now, I wanted to maybe try my best, have the courage to try my best. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
We all learn. We all can learn from failure as well as success. Don't worry about it, okay? Shoot for the moon. That's my attitude. Okay, but be careful. You should look also in your personal relationships as well, your family life. And that's important, okay? You cannot go the distance unless you have the proper base, the proper support, okay? Emotional.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Okay, next. Yeah, can we have a button or something? I say, like, give me electric shocks or something. She doesn't know? Okay, Carol, go ahead. We can go to DTT for comment later. Yes.
Amitabha Master. I have 2 questions. One is about recently it's the Qingming Festival of China. So normally we will go to the grave to express our memories, but in the before lecture, you said we should not go to the grave. So I want to ask, if we personally do not go to the grave, do we need to do something to show our memory to our grandpa, grandma, this kind of, because
Okay.
Chinese normally will like to burn something, like burn the paper money, paper god, or something to the ancients. Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is,
Okay.
do we need to do anything?
Yeah, hang on. Translation. Translate. You Chinese people, you understand her. I can't understand her. Yes, for.
他是清明节，我不知道是哪天，应该是最近哦。
Not translate into Chinese, translate into English. What? You weren't paying attention? Yes, one.
She's talking about the Chinese tradition of burning paper money to give
Burning
the people,
paper money. I couldn't even get those
to the
expressions.
deceased
You know.
to the deceased people.
I heard more like rolling roller coaster or something. That's why I said, oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
burning paper money. Okay?
It's the best. It's the day where we go to sweep the tombs. Yeah. Of our ancestors.
小金节.
清明节.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I heard. I knew about that when I was in
Normally
Taiwan.
it's during springtime. So.
Yeah. Okay. So it's springtime
It's
when you
a
go and
family
you take
will
care
go
of your
to-
ancestors' tombs and so forth. Okay. What a beautiful tradition. I like it. Okay. And then what? Now what? Burn paper money?
She's asking that it's not very, Master kind of advises not to go to cemeteries. So if we don't go, is there anything we can do on our own to pay respect or do something for our ancestors without going there?
Absolutely. You have the equivalent of Uber, don't you, in China, in Shanghai? You can Uber paper money to the cemetery. It helps you contribute to the economy. Okay. What are other options you can have here? Yes, for.
Thank you, Master. I heard about you can do it online.
You can do it online nowadays.
Yeah. I'm not sure. You can check.
That's a good idea. Do it online. Yeah. Yes, one. Or we can set up an online website to help
I just
people
thought this time actually really coincidence with our deceased precept ceremony event. So that would be a perfect thing to do each year.
Yeah. No, but it's funny you brought it up because we having some disease, these precepts plaques put on the walls of DTT, and it's been reported to us, to management, that the ghosts started coming. And they're running around like a chicken without its head. So I know I talked about this. You guys didn't believe it, but when we do these things, we allow them to come from all over, from everywhere, not just locally. Okay, and so all kinds of weirdos come. But anyway, you could it's. But you could do disease precepts, whatever. But the question is more about this nice Chinese tradition. Okay, what if you don't have disease precepts? What's the best way to handle it? Okay, and I thought I could think of Didi or Uber or something.
Master, before I do it, it's we based on I ask some Doistry to burn the money, and he promised our ancient can get the money.
Yeah.
This is what I do before. Yeah.
You used to do that, okay? Yeah, I can give you the same promise, okay? Slightly cheaper. You get some money too, but it's paper money. It's not real money.
I don't know.
Come on,
whether
guys.
it's reasonable.
Let's be real. Can you just take a piece of paper and draw something on it, stamp something on it, looks like money, and it becomes real money? If you can do that, then it doesn't make sense. It's illogical. So this, to me, is superstition. There's nothing wrong with you going to, clean the tombs and make it look nice once a year. It's not a bad thing to do, okay? But But to burn money and burn Mercedeses and, and houses, it's funny. When I first started, they used to ask me to do the 49-day the funeral services. They would insist on burning Mercedeses and 5-story buildings and so forth. I said, okay, it's up to you. Okay, but superstition, it really doesn't help much. Okay. If I were you, you don't want, it's a good tradition for you. It's an Asian form of filial practice, which should be encouraged. But there are better ways to do it. Okay, you can go to the temple, local temple, and ask them to pray for the ancestors or something. Get a ancestor prayer thing, service for the ancestor, which is a good thing for local temples. And so that would be a lot more constructive. Okay, you actually are creating blessings for them instead of burning paper, which really doesn't do much at all. Okay. On the other hand, there's also the aspect of cleaning the tombs. I don't know how to replace that physically. Okay. But they're dead already. It shouldn't matter that much. If you ask me, okay, if I'm dead, don't bother with my tomb. In fact, it's a lot cheaper for all of you to just throw me into a pizza oven until I and then dump the ash. It's very cheap. Okay, no coffin, no nothing. Okay, so yes, one.
That just reminds me, Ty and me passed by a place in Mountain View downtown where it says direct cremation, $750, cheaper than the mortuary next door, and Ty and me already agreed.
Direct cremation?
Direct cremation, $750. So we already decided that's how it's going to be done.
Really? Look, hey, Xin, look into it.
It's a Mountain View downtown.
I have a lot of old people that who, I have to plan for their, funeral services. Thank you. Yeah. Mountain View, right? Okay. Talk to her. Second question.
Yeah, thank you, Master. Second question is about the visit temple. So just now, also you mentioned we could go to the temple to give some to give some wishes to them. But there have a lot of temples in China. Yeah. Mahayana, Hinayana, or even I think they have some not standard one. Maybe it's related to some animal beings temple. So I think when we go to the temple, firstly, we should to distinguish what kind of temple it is. But my question is, how could we distinguish the temple and what's the standard? It might be a Mahayana temple or something else. And also, it's difficult that if we search it online, we will find a lot of talkings with the temple. Someone may say, in this temple, the Buddha already gone, and some other beings there, so they make some wishes or lucks there. They will not come true, even give some bad lucks. So my question is, how could we distinguish the temple when we plan to go there?
I don't know. I usually choose for the best looking temple because it's like I crave for a nice temple, so I love to go to nice looking temples. It says, someday. I don't know these questions. I don't know how to help you about these things. First of all, stick to Buddhist places. Okay, the non-Buddhist is okay, but the reason that you want to stick to Buddhist places is because the non-Buddhist places sometimes they get sensitive about the fact you're Buddhist. Okay, and therefore they're not as open-minded. So this is what is a potential drawback for you to go to non-Buddhist places. They're very sticky. Once you show up and you are a benefit to them, they can't let go. The Buddhist temples usually are not as sticky, okay? So you can go to Buddhist temples, and I have no problem with Hinayana, Mahayana temples. You go there and you offer to the Triple Jewel. The Triple Jewel includes Hinayana and Mahayana, monks and nuns, okay? And therefore, it shouldn't matter that much. I would go to a temple that I like. I'm very simple-minded. I don't, I'm very shallow of a man. Life is too hard already. It's okay, have a little bit of fun, and don't worry so much about, about getting the best possible, or like Nacho, get the girl, that kind of thing. No, you go for all of them. Okay? And the more rejection you get, the stronger you become. Okay? No, seriously, go to, you have now, especially you, Carol, you have this sense. Okay, you're intuitive. Your intuition is stronger. So you go to a temple, you stop by, and now calm your mind down and listen to your intuition. Should I come in or not? Okay, and if it feels good, go in and burn some paper money. Okay. Or draw something, a Hong Kong temple. They draw these thing, right? You shake the chou. Yeah, the chou, some chou qian. Okay, and you take it out. Yeah, there you go. Okay, have fun, guys. It's don't be so uptight, and I got to be the max possible. It's a good thing. It's a good thought, and have a little bit of fun. That's all. Okay. Good luck to you. Don't get lost.
Okay, thank you, Master.
DTT comment. Of course, Jumi.
법장사 소리가 안 들립니다.
Yeah. You want to talk about hair?
안 들리세요?
Yeah, we can hear you.
네.
네.
원래 샘슨라우에게 코멘트가 있었는데 우연히 세 개가 다 코멘트가 있고요. 샘슨라우 있죠. 네, 일단 첫째, 제가 남편하고 머리카락에 대해서는 남편하고 같은 미용실을 다니는데 남편이 수행을 하고 진전을 하면서 미용사가 어느 날 깜짝 놀란 거예요. 남편이 머리숱도 많아지고 머리카락이 더 굵어졌다고. 그거를 샘슨라우에게 공유하고 싶고요. 그다음 여자친구 너무 예뻐서 놀랐어요. 네.
I wanted to give a comment to Samson Lau. I have all three comments. First one is that about the hair and my husband. I go to the same hair salon with my husband, and then after
Your husband goes to hair salon? Seriously? Korean men do that? Continue. Sorry.
So the hairdresser was so surprised at my husband because after he started practicing and after he started to make progress, he had more hair and he had thicker hairs. So I wanted to share this with Samson, and then.
And what does he do to have more hair?
그러니까 남편이 했던 거는 사실은 남편이 24시간 결과부자를 JMT에서 했었어요. 그리고 나서 머리숱도 많아지고 머리숱이 더 두꺼워져서 헤어샵 그 매니저가 놀라 했었어요. 네, 결과부자의 결과인 것 같아요. 솔직히 그거 말고는 한 게 없어요. 네.
So what he did is in Jewel Mountain Temple, he sat for 24 hours in full lotus. And then after that, the hairdresser was so surprised that he had the thicker hair.
네, 그다음에 두 번째는
I should try 24 hours.
그다음에 두 번째 질문했던 세라에게 코멘트가 있는데 사실은 남편이 원래 미국 출장을 이번에 왔어야 했는데 미국의 대통령이 바뀌면서 남편 회사의 그런 그러니까 관세가 다시 할게요, 선생님. 사실 이번에 남편이 미국 출장을 왔어야 하는데 미국의 대통령이 바뀌면서 트럼프 대통령이 관세를 높이면서 미국에 관련된 비즈니스가 바뀌고 남편의 회사에 30% 구조 조정을 하게 됐어요. 네, 한번 끊을게요.
Second comment is towards Sarah. This time, actually, my husband should have come to U.S. for a business trip, but because the president changed and Trump was raising all the tariffs, so the business structure with the U.S. side has changed a lot. So actually, my husband's company is laying off maybe around 30%.
네, 출장은 딜레이가 됐고 구조조정이 됐는데 세라에게 제가 하고 싶었던 그러니까 코멘트는 이렇게 경기가 좋지 않을 때는 이직보다는 현재 내가 하고 있는 회사에서 좀 더 내가 쌓아왔던 그런 커리어가 있잖아요. 그러니까 어떻게 보면 이렇게 경기가 불안정할 때 이직하는 게 좀 더 고용에 위험할 수 있다. 그래서 남편도 이직을 알아보고 있다가 지금 회사 일에 집중하고 있거든요. 그거를 코멘트하고 싶었고요.
So my husband's business trip got delayed, and the company is restructuring. So what I want to tell Sarah is that in this kind of period that the economy is not that good, I recommend that it's not a good idea to change your jobs. It's better to stay in your current company and build your career there, because it will be unstable to get a new job. So that's why my husband also dropped the idea to get move the company, and then he's just staying in the current one.
Change companies. Switch jobs. Change companies. Yes.
네, 세 번째 캐롤에 대해서 제가 코멘트는 제가 작년 여름 선실 때 이렇게 산소나 장례식에 가는 것에 대해서 맞섰게 질문을 드렸었어요. 네.
And third one comment for Carol is that during the summer, I asked Master about going to funerals and tombs around summer, and
그러니까 그때 작년 여름 선실에 제가 질문했는데 어쩔 수 없이 조문을 가야 될 때, 우리가 산소로 가야 될 때 그때 마스터께서 저한테 주셨던 인스트럭션은 장례식에 머무는 동안 아미타불 연불이 끊이지 않도록 집중해라라고 하셨고, 네.
So I asked this question last Chanchi, and then Master told me that when you have no choice but to go, then you should recite Amitabha Buddha the whole time when you're in the funeral home.
Yeah.
그래서
Good
우리는
advice.
네. 그래서 우리가 그 아미타불 연불에 집중하기 위해서 저희는 그 장례식에서 식사를 하지 않았고 남편과 교대로 그렇게 조문을 했고 되도록이면 저희는 온라인으로 돈으로 저희가 직접 방문하지 못한 것까지 그렇게 그러니까 돈으로 뭐 대신한다는 건 아니지만 직접 참석하지 못하는 것에 대해서 좀 미안한 마음을 돈으로 충분히 이렇게 보상을 하고 있고 참고로 2달 왕생 입회를 달아줬었어요. 그 고인을 위해서. 저희의 경험은 그랬습니다. 이상.
So we try to focus on Amitabha recitation when we are in the funeral homes, and I don't eat anything while I'm in there. And my husband and I will go and we will not go together. We visited by ourselves separately. And then when we can, we will send money by online, and we don't visit them in person. And we send more money for expressing our apologies not going there.
Yeah, and then send your husband there.
And also, I would request 2 months rebirth plaque for the deceased.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Yeah, thank you very much. Next, broadcast DTT. Okay, no more. How about Zihong?
Master, I have a question about the subject that you raised just now.
Oh,
you
thank
said
you.
that
Thank
many
you.
ghosts.
I got lost. You go on.
Many ghosts have come to DTT. So my question is, after they have received the precept transmission, will they start like practicing Chan or there any kind of cultivation?
No.
Out of curiosity.
No.
My question.
Yeah, we have some space in the back. We turn that space into a zoo. A ghost zoo. They can only stay because we invite them there. But once they're done, and then they'll be flown back via Air Force One to what's the country now? Nicaragua. If you're Venezuelan, we fly you back to Nicaragua. Never mind. Yeah. No, they're only there temporarily. Okay. But it's a good point. Maybe we should have a zoo in the back there. Yes, next. Lily.
Dạ, con chào thầy. Dạ.
Wow, what a nice statue. Is it a competitive temple?
Cái này không phải tượng nhà con, cái này cái hình con để cho không. Dạ.
Oh, so it's internet thing.
Dạ. Dạ, con chào thầy.
Okay,
dạ.
I was shocked. I said, what? You join us from a competitors? Go ahead, go on.
Dạ không có. Con lấy trên mạng. Dạ. Dạ, con muốn hỏi là ba con á, có câu hỏi với thầy á, là giống như là ông có một người bạn hồi thời cái người roommate thời còn học college, thì hai ông đi nói chuyện với nhau, xong rồi này nói qua nói lại thì ba con mới nói là cũng như ổng cũng khoe là có mấy đứa con rồi cũng như là thành đạt rồi cháu này kia nọ đại khái vậy. Rồi ông kia thì ổng có 2 đứa con mà không có được thành đạt này kia nọ, cái ông kia ổng buồn. Dạ, ông vậy ông bị depressed cái ba con giờ ông quýnh ông biết sao, ông nói hỏi thầy về giùm coi để trả lời làm sao cho ổng vậy đó. Rồi dạ, cho nên con muốn hỏi thầy có cái lời khuyên gì cho cái ông bạn của ổng á. Thì con cũng có nói với ba con là ba con không có lỗi, tại vì cái đó là cái normal mình nói chuyện với nhau thôi. Tại vì ông kia ổng buồn rồi ổng depressed thôi, không có đừng có blame mình á. Dạ, con muốn hỏi thầy có cái lời khuyên có gì con gửi cho bạn của ổng nghe, bạn của con nghe. Dạ. Dạ.
Amitabha Master. So this statue behind me is just a picture that I got from the internet. So I have a question about relating to my dad. So he had a friend, a roommate, college roommate. So two of them get together and then they talk about life. And so my dad also bragged about his kids, which is us, our generation, very successful. And then my dad's roommate, when he heard that, he also talked about his two children, but they're not that successful. So then my dad's roommate became depressed once he heard about what my dad just said. So then my dad was also unease about it. So then he wanted to ask Master, is there anything that he can advise to his friend, his roommate, so that he can get out of depression? I told my dad that it is not his fault, and because he's not the person to blame for his friend's depression. He just depressed, that's all. But then my dad would like to ask Master, is there any advice that you can give to help with my friends, with his friends' depression?
Yeah, you're right. The way we function is that we do not help unless we asked. Okay? And so people live their lives. You have to respect them. If they choose to be happy, we're happy for them. They choose to be depressed, that's life. Okay? It's not our business to meddle into that. Okay? In particular, that's more important. The advice is for your dad, not to meddle into the friend. Okay? Don't try to help, because if he's really depressed, the depression ghost, when he's sympathetic and try to help, the depression ghost can jump over to him. So be very careful. Otherwise, let him be. You know, if he's really depressed, they find tons of reasons to be depressed. It's not just the children. It's going to be the wife. It's going to be, him as a friend, and so forth. So I would not worry too much about helping the friend. Okay, you're right. Okay, it's his life. Respect that. You have to respect people suffering, respect people's joy as much as suffering, success as much as a failure, and do not meddle unless you asked. Okay, the premise is that the friend never asked for help. They're used to it. And sometimes when you try to help before you asked, it causes strain in the friendships. Okay, so yeah, just stay off. Just don't try to dwell on the depression thing, on the thing, and find something else. Talk about something else. Move on. Okay, and that's it's not something that you want to handle with, especially with depressed people. Depression is very, very tricky business. And as a matter of fact, my advice to him is that try to be very careful and not get too close to depressed people, because they have a way of jumping onto you and make you depressed as well. Okay, it's very, very precarious, dangerous situation there. I would be very, very careful. Okay, if I were your dad, you can't really help these people. It's one of the things that's rather difficult. Even when we choose to help, it takes a long time before you can get some relief. Okay, because these beings are very, very sticky. They don't let go. Okay, and they're there for the long haul. So you also have to come up with a long-term solution, long-term approach. You cannot like brutalize them like we do in chant. We brutalize people. It's for helping point to their minds. But when you deal with these depression, manic ghosts and demons, it's a lot more delicate. Okay, so be careful. That's all. That should be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I'm going to share with you, with all of you, is that when you have some people who are depressed, okay, and naturally you will tend to have to feel pity, sympathy for them, okay? That's when they jump over to you. When you feel pity and sympathy for them, because they're suffering so much, you're opening the door for them to come in. Be very, very careful. Okay? You get emotional, okay? They jump over. That's how they spread. That's a secret. Okay? Now you Asian people know the secret and how those diseases spread. Very commonplace. Because you feel sorry, right? You see a dog who's depressed. Okay, oh, you poor baby, or baby is depressed, or friend is depressed. They jump over to you. You open the door, come in, be my friend. Okay, all right. Good luck to your dad.
Cảm ơn thầy.
Yes, 4, quickly, and then we have to go.
Just to follow up on this question, what if the one depressed is like a close family member, like my parents? My parents, I think they are depressed. They actually got me depressed 2 years ago, and I need to see them, obviously, and I want to be close to them.
Well, congratulations, you won the lottery.
So, Master, when we are with them, like, what would be the right mindset, or what are the things we should?
They have access to your house already. It's too late. Okay, come on. Now you have to deal with them. It's not a whole lot you can do. Okay, and the great news is that this is why we're practicing Chan, because you practice Chan, you get it better and better. Eventually you get to the point where we can then begin to teach you how to more effectively neutralize them. I told you, this is a long time ago. I started waging a war with them because they hurt one of my half-disciples. And so I said, I'm going to war with you until the day I die. So that's why I'm very experienced doing this. It takes a long time. It's not that simple. But it's possible because we help a lot of people effectively cope with it, and they actually their quality of life has improved tremendously. Okay, but it takes a long time, folks. It's not that simple. They're very, very tricky. Okay, the point is that they have access to you 24 hours a day. We cannot protect you 24 hours a day. I need to eat, I need to sleep, I need to speak Dharma, and so forth. I need to take a shower once a year, and that kind of thing, okay? So So we cannot, there's no way we can protect you 24 hours a day. Okay, that's not possible. And therefore, we are limited into how much we can do. That's why we have to devise things that help you. And we train you how to fend for yourself. That's the best long-term approach possible. Okay? All right. Good luck to you. Don't worry. It's just harassment. Bottom line, it's just harassment. Okay? It's no big deal. Not at all. And a little bit of suffering is a good thing, including rejection. Okay? Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you, Master.